Hey there, I'm Kayla June. I'm the founder of Somatic Groundwork, and today I want to share a practice with you called head spirals. Head spirals is a really good yielding practice. It offers gentle mobility, and it's also a great way to participate with your fascial system. So we're going to begin on the floor in what might be called constructive rest position or lying on your back with standing feet. So lying on the floor, paying attention to the weight of you on the ground. You might first want to notice the bony contact points that you have with the ground. So big toe bones, heel bones, back of sacrum, shoulders, upper spine, skull, elbows, bony knuckles. Notice the sensation of these bony contact points and imagine that these contact points are dissolving down and in to the floor, towards earth, that those contact points are becoming wider. There's a way that you're merging with the ground that you're relating to. And I'm noticing right now as I'm sensing into earth through bones that my digestive system just got active and my breath changed. And those are good signs that your nervous system is moving towards parasympathetic response, which is ideally what you want before you begin head spirals. So if you need to be in this practice of fundamental yielding, settling for a little bit, go ahead and just pause this video here and give yourself some time to come into presence, ease, and noticing the point where your skull is making contact with the ground. And in a slow way, begin rolling your head towards your right side. Now I have my eyes open right now, and that's helping me stay connected into my space. Getting some visual input here as I begin rolling my head. I'm going nice and slow. I'm tuning into the feeling of the changing point of contact as I move towards my ear. And then there's a place where your head will stop. And I encourage you here to really let the weight of your head find its full range of motion. And to take a few conscious breaths, return back to the sense of bones weighted into earth. Eyes have a soft gaze here, noticing what's in front of you. You can move your eyes too, move them up, to the right, to the left, down. Or you can simply allow them to rest in front of you. And then with this rolling point of contact, coming back to where you started, one little moment at a time, tracking the sensation of your skull as it changes position. And returning back to the center. And that elicited pandiculation for me. So when those spontaneous impulses, those body yawns come through, oh, indulge in them. They're a really good sign that there's a kind of an inner recalibration happening. I'm going to settle then back in to this position, constructive rest. And I want to explore now where the centering place of my head is after even just rolling to the right side. All right, and then I'm going to begin allowing my head to roll to the left side with an exhale. Imagine water running down a creek, kind of sliding over rocks. Let gravity be your partner here. So it's not so much you efforting a roll, it's more you allowing your head to roll until it stops. Again, eyes open, soft gaze. Noticing light and pattern, texture, color. And then bringing your head back to where it started. Now from this point as we go, choose whether you want to keep eyes open or eyes closed. This practice works directly with our vestibular system, which includes our visual field. So I want to make sure that you're able to really integrate these rolling movements without getting a sense of being dizzy or feeling nauseous, that sort of thing. So you can do that a whole handful of times until you feel ready for this next piece, which is allowing the head to roll. I'm noticing some little tension pieces that want to glitch about in the front of my shoulders. So I'm going to see if I can come back into letting the ground hold me. There we go. So we don't want any of this residual tension to occur in the shoulders. And if it does, it's a good time to pause. Take a breath. See if you can find that yielding support back into ground. All right, so head is rolling. Now I'm going to start a little bit of push out of my back body so I can keep rolling my head, and my knees are going to come along with me. Noticing the push through my lower arm. I like to bend that arm. It's a little bit easier to roll on the shoulder. Rolling point of contact now moves across forehead, goes to the place where I imagine third eye. And everything finds rest in this wonderful twisted shape. And then again, a little push out of the floor, both from the side of my hip and from the arm that's down, which is my right side. And I'm moving at the speed with which I can track my relationship and my changing configuration of body parts as I roll back. So I'm noticing rolling point of contact with head, my back arm unfurling, rolling point of contact across feet. The sense of like a sandbag rolling now as I come back to where I started. Oh, making any adjustments that you like. Okay, and going to the other side. Rolling down the hill. And I'm going to keep rolling and my knees come along. I'm rolling to my left side. My left arm's going to bend. There's this wonderful spiraling that moves all the way down the back arm, which for me is my right arm. And ends up curling right into my low back, all the way through fingers until I come to my rest. Noticing what it's like to breathe here, noticing the new points of contact with other body parts or with the floor. And then this subtle push out of the floor through arm and side body that's along the floor. And my back fingers are dripping like water. I'm going to slow this down so I can Really sense into this unfurling of the back arm, sandbag of my body, pouring weight back towards my back body. So with each of these phases, doing as many repetitions as you like, and also there's something about like if you come to a place of um, tension, pain, discomfort, like maybe you kind of get to this point and you're like, ooh, I don't really know what's going on there. Well, that's a good place to pause. And maybe that's as far as you go in the head spiral for that moment, and then come back. Now, after you get the kind of full head spiral pattern going here, you can start to play with tempo based on what's appropriate for you, but continue to watch how much effort you're using. If you notice that you're starting to have those residual tension places pop up that you really don't need, it probably means you're going a little bit too fast. Maybe you need to slow it down again. But over time, actually really play with momentum and this wave-like quality of arm spiral or head spiral and arm spiral. I'm also noticing how my feet are helping me stay organized in this. There's a strong connection through the floor. I can play with how much push I'm using, and the more that I push, and the quicker I'll roll. I also like to explore eyes closed, eyes open. And then this pattern has the potential to morph into so many other kinds of shapings. Head spirals.